Let us start with a concept called angle of friction. Now it is defined as when a body is at, it is defined when the body is just about to slide. So we can write when a body is just about to start sliding, it is on the verge of sliding. At that point, the angle between normal reaction force that we denote as capital N, the angle between normal reaction force capital N and the total contact force is called angle of friction. Now if we make a diagram, if we try to understand this with a diagram, then let us say that on a ground there is a block of mass m, and if a force is applied on it, then there will be a friction force which will be applied in this direction. Now the mass of this block will be in downward direction, so the normal force will be in upward direction. Now the two contact forces that are at work here is first the normal reaction force, this is the contact force at this point, and force of friction, which is that the contact force on the entire surface. So these are the two contact forces. So if we find the resultant of these two forces, then that would be called the total contact force. So that means the magnitude of this vector, let us say this is R, the magnitude of R will be equal to the total contact force. So this will be equal to, R will be equal to total contact force of the, which is the resultant of the two contact forces, normal reaction and friction force. Now this, according to this definition of angle of friction, it is the angle between normal reaction and total contact force. That means this angle is the angle of friction. Let us denote this with lambda. Now here, when F is increased, now the another important condition is that when is the angle of friction defined? It is defined when a body is just about to start sliding. So when is the body just about to start sliding? It happens when the force of friction becomes equal to the limiting friction. So when external force is increased, force of friction is also increasing, and when force of friction approaches the limiting friction, at that point the sliding will start. So we will define angle of friction at that point when force of friction equals to limiting friction. Now we know that limiting friction is given as mu n. So at this point lambda, or we can say if we take this triangle, we can find the value of tan lambda. If this is a parallelogram, then and the lower side is the friction, then this will also be friction. Then in this triangle, tan lambda will be equal to F upon N. And F here we are talking when the body starts sliding, that means F here is FL, which is equal to mu N. So this becomes equals to mu. So lambda, the angle of friction, becomes tan inverse of mu, tan inverse of coefficient of friction. Now another angle that we describe, let us do that on next page. It is called angle of repose. Now let us say that there is a mass kept on an inclined plane which is inclined at an angle theta in the starting, and the mass is kept here. Then let us say at the starting the mass is not moving. So what is the condition when the mass is not moving? It happens only when the downward force, the force which has the tendency to move this mass downward, is balanced by the friction force which will be applied upward. So let us make all the forces first. Mg will be in downward direction, and in this direction it will be theta, so it will be mg cos theta, and the other component in this direction will be mg sin theta. Mg cos theta will be balanced by the normal reaction force that is perpendicular to the surface. Now n will be equal to mg cos theta, because in vertical direction above the surface there is no motion. The body will slide only over the surface. So that means n should be equal to mg cos theta for vertical equilibrium. So n equals to mg cos theta. Mg sin theta has the tendency to move this mass in the downward direction. That means the friction that will be offered by the surface of this inclined plane will be in this direction. So let us assume that right now at this surface the mg sin theta is being balanced by F. So there will be no sliding. The mass will be at rest at this point. There will be no sliding as friction is balancing mg sin theta. Now if this theta is increased, if this incline is made to go like this by increasing theta, then at some point with increase in theta the value of sin theta will also increase, and at some point mg sin theta will approach a value at which the mass will start sliding. And we know that mass will start sliding only when F becomes equal to limiting friction value. So that means we can say at rest F equals to mg sin theta, and let us say that at some angle when theta approaches, let us say theta r, the mass starts to begin. That means at this angle the force of friction has become equal to the limiting friction. We know that limiting friction is mu n, which is mu mg cos theta. So for theta equals to theta r, this limiting friction will become equal to mu mg cos theta r, and at this point the sine component will be mg sin theta r. So at this value of limiting friction the mass will start sliding. So we can say that mg sin theta r, the force that has the tendency to move the mass in downward direction, it becomes equal to the value of limiting friction, which is mu mg cos theta r. Now in this condition, at this value of theta, the mass will start sliding, or we can say the friction force has approached its limiting friction value. Now if we solve this, we can find that tan theta r is equal to mu, or we can say theta r equals to tan inverse of mu. So angle of repose, this theta r is called angle of repose. Now as you can see that the angle of repose and the angle of friction that we studied have the same numerical value. Both are described by tan inverse mu. So they are numerically they have the same value, but they are defined in different ways. Here the angle of repose is that value of angle theta when the body starts sliding, while the angle of friction was the angle between normal and contact force when the body was start sliding. So we can say that angle of repose, will denote it with theta r, is angle of plane at which body starts sliding, and angle of friction, which we denoted with lambda, is the angle between the normal force and total contact force at which body starts sliding. So both angle of friction and angle of repose are defined when the body starts sliding. The only difference is the angle of repose is the angle of plane, while angle of friction is the angle between normal and total contact force.